Hello again. I'm Mike the Simple Glass Guy. And this video is going to show you how to make a simple stack that's extremely low sodium, if any. And it's something that you can use, that I've used to to ward off food cravings throughout the day, and often a substitute for breakfast. Sometimes, or I'll add it to my breakfast. And I have a bunch of breakfast ideas, super simple, super cheap, and it's worth something. It's worth trying anyways. Whether it works for you, it works for me. All this stuff that I'm telling you is strictly an opinion. I'm not a food expert. Like I said, I'm a glass guy. I own a local glass shop in the area, and I managed to lose over 240 pounds or so, and keep on losing a little bit of weight every day, tenth a pound to a quarter pound a day, by cutting out sodium. It was my issue. Hopefully another 10 pounds, 15 pounds to go and get off the blood pressure meds. So anyways, we'll start. So I'm making little snack bars. And this will just go so quickly, you'd be surprised. And oh, it's gluten-free also. Nothing against wheat, nothing against bread. Just this is what I like. Anyways, I'm using whole rolled oats. These were on special, and that's the reason why I'm using them. You can use any store-bought brand, generic brand, whole rolled oats. Big whole kernel type of thing. So anyways, little saucepan. And again, I always cook on high. I'm not a food professional. And like I said, low sodium cooking. I try to make it cheap and cheap alternative to eating out. And if you're used to fast food like I was 2 years ago, inexpensive, cheap, and low sodium. And so far, and supposedly oats are good for lowering blood pressure and clearing out your veins of clogged of all the bad stuff. Whether that is or not, who knows? I heard that from the internet. Can't even believe anything from the internet. I don't know. But anyways, I get it up to temp, okay, and then I simply put it in the pan and kind of mix it around. And yes, I did wash my hands before I even attempted doing this. So now I'm going to add another product, oat flour. It's just oats that have been ground. Now you don't have to do this. I do it because it makes the bar solid like a candy bar. If you don't, it'll still be solid. It'll just be kind of more like a brittle or a granola. But I like it because it's like I said, it has no sodium, according to the package. Like every organic food has a certain level of sodium, but it's so low it's not measurable. So I just kind of put it in there, and I just bought the stuff that's right off the shelf. Whatever's on special. Like I said, because if it's too complicated, too slow. And I'm not measuring anything because, in real life, are you really going to be measuring stuff out? Now, you don't have to use this, but I'm using unsalted butter. And like I said, I'm not measuring anything. All I'm doing is just getting a little bit of chunk, just a little chunk of it. Just, I think, basically to give it some flavor. Now, you don't have to use butter. You really don't. But I do. Just throw it in there. The other thing is that if you have to add some type of oil. Now this is going to go really, really quickly here. So once you add the oil, it's going to basically almost like fry. Okay. Before I do that though, I always add cinnamon. Cinnamon is supposed to be good for brain activity and lower your blood sugar. I don't know. Who's to say? But I just like the taste. And I use quite a bit. You don't have to. Okay. Then I add some ginger. Ginger is supposed to be good for your internals. Whether it is or not, who knows? But I just like the combination. If you want to add nutmeg, you could. Like I said, see, I'm not measuring anything. And kind of like it that way because every experience is a little bit different. Keeps from getting boring. Now, I am going to add fruit. You can use apples. Apples are super awesome. Just raw fruit, chop it up. But I'm doing fresh blueberries. Now, I'm going to show you the after effects, or the finished product from what I made before, and I used dried blueberries. I'm going to use fresh, and I like fresh because it makes almost like a blueberry syrup, okay? You know, why not? And I just kind of toss it in there, just a handful, you know, adds tons of flavor, okay? And here we go, put that in, okay. So at this point, I'm gonna add just a little bit of pepper. Just a smidge. Now, you don't have to do this next step. And it's totally 100% up to you. But I'm gonna add some, a little bit of pepper to it. But like I said, you do not have to do this. It's totally up to you. I kind of like the sweet and the spicy. Like I said, my tastes have changed. And I like things, you know, you go from one, on taste, if you go from one stream, like sweet and sour or spicy and sweet, it just gives it another depth. And plus it acts like a flavor enhancer. I'm just doing just a little bit, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot, man. Just a couple little things. So like I said, now I'm going to add the oil. This is going to go really quick. Now, obviously I'm working with open flame, so I'm being, you know, very careful. And once again, I'm using classics dinnerware because I love rolling. And it just keeps things clean for me. I know it's wasteful, okay? But anyway, so I just stir it around and make sure everything's nice and coated. Now, the more oil that you use, the faster it will go. But the more soft your bar is going to be, okay? And I mean, like I said, wow, I mean, it's changing color. It's, not obviously if I had it in medium, whatever, but like I said, the whole point of this is to do it quick and easy, okay? So I always go high, and like I said, I'm not a food expert. These are things that have worked for me. It's helped me lose weight. And you'll notice as I stir it, as the blueberries kind of fry, it's releasing its juices, and then it reduces. It makes a really nice little syrup. And it's I mean, like I said, I mean, this is all homemade stuff here. Now, here's the important part. I'm using honey. I like honey. Honey is it's a substitute for sugar. It's supposed to be better for you than sugar. And I'm just doing a little bit of drizzles here. Like I said, I'm not measuring anything. Because like I said, if you make something too complicated, you won't stick with it. And you know, the whole point is to change your diet permanently. I'm able not only to keep the weight off, but keep on reducing my weight. It's been 2 years. But like I said, this works for me, may not work for you. Now, the other thing that I would recommend is that I would add some natural, never processed, never fake syrup. Just a dab. Real maple syrup, a lot of it has magnesium in it, helps you sleep. Okay, wow, so quick, so easy, right? So I turn the heat off, right? And because you don't want to burn it. And like I said, if I had half a brain, I'd be using metal utensils right now, but I'm not. And you can really see that blueberry. I don't know if you see this or not. It's kind of, it's really coloring it, and it's really reduced. It's not. It's almost like a jam in there, right? Yum. And so I turned it off and put that over there. And I'm going to use a paper plate because, like I said, I live alone. This is just how I keep kind of a clean house. I mean, but anywho, I take this and I put it right on the paper plate. I don't use wax paper plates because obviously we kind of melt it and get it in there, whatever you want to use. Just so you know, if you use ceramic plates, because you're going to be putting this in the freezer. Ceramic is very temperature sensitive, and you know, I just don't want it to crack. But that's still the reason why I'm using a paper plate, other than the fact, you know, keeps things kind of sort of clean. Anywho, okay, and what I'm doing is I'm just taking a plastic, of course, a plastic knife, and like I said, I know it's wasteful, but like I said, it keeps things clean, and that's, you know, why not? And it does get recycled, so, you know, if that bothers people, you know, whatever. If someone wants to be offended, they're going to be, no matter what you do. At least in my life, that's kind of how it works. Anyways, I have some maple syrup, and you see all the nutritional contents of real maple syrup. None of that fake stuff. It has magnesium in it. Has a little, and the calorie level is actually fairly low. And then now this is extremely hot. That's the other thing that you really got to be careful with. You know, it doesn't look hot, but this is. And I can almost hear a sizzle when I pour that on. That's how hot it is. So, you know, I'm trying to be as careful as, you know, it would be not a bad idea to wear maybe one of these things or something to protect yourself. But, you know, like I said, I'm not all that bright. So anyways, and then I put a little bit of maple syrup, and that'll actually go in there and it'll melt. It'll create like a sauce almost. So it helps bind it. And then I break out my raw, unfiltered honey, okay? Because they see honey is almost like an antibiotic in the system for your intestinal tract, and it's supposed to be not as bad as sugar, because you know, sodium, salt, and sugar will make you retain water. That was my issue. Okay, so far honey hasn't done that to me, but like I said, I'm not an expert. You know, I'm just a simple glass guy trying to present recipes that are low sodium or no sodium. What has worked for me, and like I said, I've lost over 240 pounds. But anywho, so what I do now is sometimes I'll take a little bit of nutmeg, if you want, just a little dab, just barely even touching it, and then because keep in mind I just put a little bit of syrup on there, just a tad. I mean, you saw that. I mean, it was just a thin, not even a teaspoon. I mean, it's just so little, and I just drizzled just a little bit of honey on there, and it's so hot that it just kind of melts, goes right into it. Then I'm taking some more cinnamon. And you can do this or not, because cinnamon's supposed to lower your blood sugar. That's what the internet says. Who knows, right? And I just kind of sprinkle it on top, almost like a frosting. Kind of combines with that. Okay. And now you can do this or not. I like ginger. My tastes have changed. And I'll just kind of sprinkle that on there just a little bit. It's supposed to be good for you. I don't know. Is it? It's for you to determine. Do the research. You know. Supposedly it is. But anywho, so what I'll do is right away, and I'll let you look at it. Okay, it's like one big bar, right? And like I said, after I got off the pan, and underneath here, it's just really hot. This one's so quick, right? It's really hot, so I'm holding it on the edges. And I'm going to put this in the freezer for about an hour. Now, once it is in there for about an hour, hour and a half, maybe two, depending upon your freezer and what you got in there, it will be rock hard. And you can take it out, room temperature, it's still going to be hard. So I'll put this in the freezer. Now, I have one that I did just a little bit ago. Okay. Now, I used dried blueberries. I did one just a little bit ago with sliced apples. And like it almost caramelized. It was almost like an apple pie. And keep in mind, hardly little to no sodium here. We're probably total content. It's not even going to register. I mean, according to the packages that I use, there's no sodium at all. But everything organic does have a little bit of sodium in it. That's how cells communicate. And you're allowed 2,000 milligrams a day, right? Now, is this a low-calorie thing? Well, yeah, sort of. You know, My issue wasn't really a calorie thing. Matter of fact, something, food for thought. A lot of people don't realize that if they think they have a weight issue, uh, oops, sorry about that. A lot of people that think they have a weight issue, technically, it may be just retaining of water. You might want to try this. But I mean, what worked for me may not work for you. But anyways, I use dried blueberries, and I mean, this has been sitting out. I mean, it's rock solid. Matter of fact, for me I actually use a kitchen knife, and I cut up in little bars like this. And whenever I feel hungry, oh, good. Very blueberry. Really good. Like I said, use apples. Not really good. I tried that. Like an apple pie. And with oatmeal, supposedly, it's supposed to lower your blood pressure and clear out your veins. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Blueberries have high magnesium, which is supposed to help you sleep. And it's supposed to be good for muscle tone, I guess. I don't know. The guy selling blueberries told me that. Who knows? Cinnamon's supposed to be good for brain activity. That again, is that true or not? I don't know. Ginger, I guess, is really good for the your intestinal tract. And supposedly, they say honey is like a natural antibiotic. So with all the stuff going on right now, boosting the immune system may not be a bad thing. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Not for me to say. All I know is that it gives me tons of energy, solves all my food cravings, and it's not sticky, because that oil in there combines with the honey, and it kind of creates like a candy bar consistency. And I didn't measure anything. Remember, keep it simple, keep it fast, and keep it cheap. That way you can stick with it. Also, the other thing that I want to say is that I've been trying internet dating for years, and it really hasn't worked. So I decided, to improve myself, and hopefully, if you're lonely like I am, if you improve yourself, write a list of things that you don't like about yourself, and then work on it little by little. And then if you improve yourself, hopefully that, in my case, hopefully a special lady will see that, appreciate it, and then it'll work out that way. But keep in thinking, just walk your path, be positive. And if you improve yourself, other people will notice it. And a positive attitude is contagious, especially nowadays. I think everyone needs it. Well, thank you for listening. Again, I'm not a food expert. Obviously, you can tell that. But these are the things that work for me. It may not work for you, but it's low sodium. In this case, it's gluten-free, and gives me tons of energy. And, just keep in mind that all problems in life are just opportunities in disguise. And, well, thank you again for listening. If you have any comments, ideas, please let me know. I love to hear it. Again, I'm just a simple glass guy, and I'm just too dumb to say no. So thank you. Have a great day.